What's going on, guys? RBG here, bringing you another video on Transformers Rise of the Beast. We're a little less than a year away from seeing this movie hit the silver screen, and you already know the advertising machine is about to jump in full effect. But until they actually do press the promotions button, we're gonna have to exercise some patience and report the things the official marketing team doesn't. And today I got some awesome details to go over with you guys, so stay tuned. Now before we dive into the details, I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Marvel Strike Force. That's right, it's time to enlist in a super powered brigade and take on some of the most powerful forces. It's an RPG that allows you to control and test the powers of well-known Marvel characters, which is a winning formula because you get to outfit and upgrade these iconic superheroes and villains to become stronger than ever before and pair up specific characters to perform combo moves to take out enemies. One of my favorite aspects to this awesome game is how the combat never loses its spectacle. We're talking epic tactical 5v5 battles that showcase these literal groundbreaking gameplay cinematics as your hero unleashes dynamic chain combos with a single tap on your phone screen. You can lead your own customized strike force by assembling your ultimate squad of Marvel heroes such as Doctor Strange, Venom, Spider-Man, Captain America, and Iron Man, and so much more. But in order to do that, I implore you to slide on over to the Amazon App Store and download this game. It's the best way to do it because you get 20% off on any in-app purchases via Amazon coins, and the more you buy, the more value you get for the purchases. So join the Strike Force and play for free now. You can do so by clicking on the link that will be provided in the description box of this video. But yeah guys, as I was saying, Transformers Rise of the Beast is in the works, but fans will have to exercise extreme patience since the movie isn't coming out until June of next year. Until then, all we have at our fingertips is reports of footage, teasers, photos, and leaked info. It's been almost 4 years since we've gotten a live-action Transformers project, which is crazy because I believe this is the longest hiatus Paramount has taken in terms of producing the TF film. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like things have kind of shifted in terms of what franchises this company has pinned as their main priority. For the longest time, it felt like the Transformers franchise was Paramount's golden goose, but now that badge of honor has gone to the Sonic the Hedgehog property. Even though those films have yet to reach the same box office success as the first two TF films, they've managed to still garner a more positive reception. And if the Sonic movies continue to meet the fans' demand as opposed to being beautiful visual noise with no sense of direction like the TF films, they could potentially make billions. Like, it's important to keep in mind that the seats will be filled and the box office numbers will increase if the movies keep up their consistency in terms of quality. And the Sonic franchise has a lot of potential. I also want you guys to keep in mind that those films' box office performances haven't been overly reliant on the Chinese film market, unlike the Transformers franchise, who's managed to survive off of those Eastern ticket sales. But now that China has begun to push their own films and sort of pull back on America-produced films, it's going to be hard for this upcoming film to reach that form of glory the other TF movies once had. As much praise as Bumblebee received for being a solid picture, it didn't make nearly the amount of money Transformers 1 did after its debut. By the time it came out, fans were a little fatigued on the franchise. Understandably so, they didn't feel like being sold on a dream where they see a trailer and they think they're going to get a great film that isn't overly reliant on mindless explosions and hogged up screen time of human characters. But on the flip side, there were a lot of fans of the Bay films who loved those things and the super detailed and busy designs of the Transformers. So when they saw the trailers of Bumblebee and that it had a different director, they also opted out of not seeing it. So it's understandable why Paramount has been taking their precious time with this upcoming movie. Bumblebee was the 6th movie in the long-running Transformers film series and was both a prequel and a soft reboot for the series, with Travis Knight directing it. Transformers Rise of the Beast is being helmed by Creed 2 director Stephen Caple Jr., and he continues the story that began in Bumblebee, this time taking place in Brooklyn. Of course, this being a big action-packed blockbuster, you already know things are going to be all over the place and they won't just stay in one spot for too long. This is going to be a globe-trotting adventure. We've already seen behind-the-scenes film footage shooting in Machu Picchu, and they would later push the release date back to film additional scenes in Peru. Even though Paramount and Hasbro has left the thirsty TF fans parched on any updates, they occasionally do wet our whistle with the little teasers behind closed doors. Some lucky fans who are in attendance at this year's CinemaCon were privy to a big surprise. They got a sneak peek at some early pre-alpha footage of the Autobots in action. Optimus Prime was seen in action, supposedly looking like a blend of the Michael Bay and G1 design, according to a report. Since Michael Bay is the executive producer of this movie and was seen in some of the behind-the-scenes photos with the director, it sort of makes sense that Optimus would look sort of similar to his Bay counterpart. But anyways, Anthony Ramos was shown reacting to chaos and driving Porsches while being surrounded by 6 of the same car around him. And this leads me to believe that he's being antagonized or protected by Mirage, because as we know, it's reported that his vehicle form will be a Porsche 911 as opposed to his classic race car alt mode, and he's known for creating illusions. So yeah, there's a reason why we've been seeing multiple Porsche 911s in all the behind the scenes footage. But anyways, we've learned that this is only the beginning of a new run for the Transformers movies. Paramount announced that Transformers Rise of the Beast is the first of 3 new installments, which is basically a brand new slate for a trilogy. This latest chapter will finally see the growth and expansion of the Transformers cinematic universe that the fans have been wanting for forever, man. Live action versions of Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal will meet as the Terracons and the Maximus join the Autobots and Decepticons on the big screen, and I for one cannot wait because I've been wanting these movies to embrace all of the lore that the Transformers has to offer. Yeah, they work well in a realistic setting and for the most part remain relatively grounded, but I think we need to explore other facets that aren't restricted by realism. Like, there's only so much you can do with the whole Transformers versus the military and government formula. Every movie has been repackaged with that. When the Autobots aren't fighting Sector 7, they're fighting Cemetery Wind. And when they aren't fighting that group, they're fighting TRF. Fast forward to Bumblebee, and we're back to Sector 7 again. So it's time for the writers to find something new to incorporate into these stories. It's already been reported that Anthony Ramos' character is supposedly going to be an ex-military guy, which is already a bad sign that they're still going to be leaning heavily on all that military government stuff. So I think it's high time that we get away from all of that, whether it means isolating the Transformers away from humans completely, i.e. the Beast Wars cast, or they start back with the way things started on Cybertron. But anyways guys, I know you're all wondering when we're finally going to get our first look at the Beast cast. There's some of the ones we haven't seen yet, which may seem crazy because we've seen plenty of pics of the other newcomers such as the Terracons in their vehicle modes. But that's one of those things that's pretty simple to show since it's on the realistic side of the visual spectrum. But it's important to take into consideration that the Beast cast won't have realistic alt modes since they're animals and those animal forms will more than likely consist of CG. And I know you're probably saying that it's still not a good excuse as to why we haven't seen them since we've seen official images of Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. And I ain't gonna lie, that's a good counter argument, but you gotta think. These new models of Prime and B are basically slightly updated versions of the ones we got from Transformers Bumblebee. I don't think it took a lot of work to just alter them to look like a newer model. And the same is probably going to apply to the other Autobots such as RC and Wheeljack, because they already had Cybertron models and all the designers have to do is add their Earth-based vehicle parts to them in this upcoming movie. It's already been reported that Paramount has brought on some talented artists to create some more futuristic robot designs, which are more than likely going to be for the Beast cast. So you're just going to have to be patient with this one. We still haven't seen any images of them, and if I'm not mistaken, there wasn't a Beast character in sight during the sneak peek fans got at this year's CinemaCon in April. But I have a nagging suspicion that they'll appear in the next couple of months, because as I mentioned earlier, we're getting this movie in less than a year. So expect to see a special promotional rollout, no pun intended, for all the Beast Wars characters you've been dying to see realized in live action. But anyways guys, that's all I got for you today. I know it's been a while since I've talked about this movie, and that's generally because I want to wait until there's a lot of news and leaks to warrant a video. So yeah, but what are your thoughts on this? Do you think the Transformers film franchise can reach its former glory? And when do you think we can expect to see the Beast cast? Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, I ask that you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. But if you really enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you shared it with all your friends and followers on different social media outlets. Sharing really makes a difference. Just want to give another shout out to Marvel Strike Force. The game's been hard to put down with all the awesome detail and gameplay, so if you want to experience a great Marvel game on the go, be sure to click the link in the description to download it now. But anyways, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.